Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from forexfornoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 21st of July, 2021. Time is 11:23 here in the UK. You're looking at a GBP Jpy daily chart. I'm going to be switching to AUD Jpy and starting off there. We'll get to GBP Jpy in a second. So let's just dive right in. For those of you who are still short on AUD Jpy, I'd say hold on. There's no real reason to exit. I think AUD USD is going down and AUD JPY is probably going to go down with it. It looks like we do have some indecision right now, but it is bouncing from the resistance area. So I wouldn't be surprised if it keeps moving down. So the short was entered last week up here. It's moved a fair way down. If you're still in it, I don't see any reason to close out. All I would suggest is to move your stop loss into a profit position. 2R would be a nice nice place to put your stop loss. Going on to some of the potential setups that I spotted yesterday. Let's see how they're developing. Not much has changed on AUDCHF. It's pretty much the same place it was yesterday. What we want to see with AUDCHF is price dropping into support for potential stall out on support, or even better, break through support and come back up for a potential short from resistance. So we have potential for both a long and a short. We just need to see how it plays out right now. GBP AUD, very similar scenario to AUDCHF. There's potential for both a long and a short. We just need to see how it reacts from this resistance area. So for me, when I'm looking at trades, I want to know how it's going to react at the resistance area. If it stalls out at the resistance area, pretty good sign to go in short. If it breaks through it and comes back down, it's a good sign to go in long. That being said, it is a pretty strong bullish trend on GBP AUD right now. So going short is my least preferable option, really. I don't like going short against a pretty strong trend. And the same thing with AUDCHF. This is a bearish trend. I don't want to go long against a strong bearish trend. So for both of these, I am open to a long on AUDCHF if I get the right signs at support, but I'd prefer to short along with the trend. And GBP AUD, I'm open to taking a short from resistance, but I'd prefer to go long with the trend if I see that setup. AUD USD, now this one is looking pretty decent. I'd really like to see price climb back up to resistance for the short. I just don't see getting in right now as a good point to get in at. I want to get in closer to resistance here, but I do think AUD USD is going down. So there's a few options you can take in a scenario like this. When you think a pair is going down, you could just enter, just jump in. Set your stop loss above resistance and set your target down here. It's still a good risk to reward ratio. Or you can wait for an even better entry when it pops back up. And then we're talking a much better risk to reward ratio. I'm more on the side of waiting for it to pull back up. I'm not going to get in right now. But if it pulls back up into this resistance area, I might not even wait for indecision. I might just hop in once it touches this resistance area. I'll keep you guys updated on the members only Discord as to how I manage this exactly. Euro AUD, this one's somewhat interesting. Price stalling out on resistance. It stalled out yesterday. It's stalling out again today, although it has made a new high today. So, you know, that's a sign that buyers are sort of in control, or at least pretty strong right now. So I'm just going to keep a close eye on this, see how it plays out. I'm not going to make any moves today. I want to see how today's candle closes. And finally, GBP Jpy. Now this one was my favorite out of the trades, counter to the previous move, because this move down to this support area is not what I would call a strong trend. It's a pretty slow move, and it's not really moved much. So if I'm going along here, I'm not going counter to the trend. Because the trend isn't really bearish. I mean, some people would call what happened here a trend, but to me, it's not really a trend. I mean, if you really look at it, it was mostly moving sideways for however long this was, several weeks. until it broke out all in a single candle and shot down. That's not a trend to me. It's just a kind of sideways movement that's sort of broken out to the short side a little bit, but not a trend. So I'm much more comfortable going long on a trade like this, where I'm not trading long against the trend on a reversal. That being said, I didn't enter this one. I wanted to enter down here, but it just happened too early in the morning. By the time I got to my charts, price had pushed up a decent amount to around here, and I just didn't really see a good entry opportunity there. If I could have gone in down here, I probably would have, but you know, it happened right at the time that I was sleeping. So I went to sleep round about when price was here. Overnight, price dipped all the way down to here, which would have been an amazing entry. By the time I got to my charts in the morning, it had popped back up to here. So I missed it kind of perfectly. I know some of you got in, so I'll move this to the list of open setups. List of open setups doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in them. It just means that I shared the trade and me or members of the Discord group are in the trade. Right, so that covers yesterday's potentials, and we've got another open trade to add to the list. Unfortunately, I missed that trade. I'm a bit sad about that, but you know, to those of you who are in, just hold on. It's off to a good start. Let's see if we can find any more potential setups for today. AUDCAD seems to be in a bit of a range, but let's see how good this range actually is. Right, it's not a great range, but it is a range. Right now it's sitting at the bottom of the range. We could actually go long on this now. I'm actually going to go long after this analysis is done. I'm going to take a long on AUDCAD. I'm going to enter at current price. Just long the bottom of the range. Got a pretty generous stop. Very generous stop. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully by the time this analysis is over, I still can get into these prices. But my entry or lower. My entry is going to be 0.92815. My target's going to be 0.93652, and my stop loss is going to be 0.9244. Righto, let's see. I'm going to rush through this analysis, guys, because I don't want to miss that entry. So I'm going to rush through the rest of this, see if I can find any good looking setups. CAD CHF potentially short from resistance. I'll add that to the list as a potential. Not seeing anything else. Sorry I'm rushing so much, guys. I just want to get this analysis done so I can enter that trade. Right. Take another very quick look. When I'm not doing analysis like a recording, when I'm just doing analysis myself, this is generally how fast I'll flick through my chart. So my analysis takes like 5 minutes unless I find some setups. Not even 5 minutes, it takes like less than 2 minutes. So that is it. That is all the other pairs ruled out for today. Let's do a quick summary of what we're looking at today. Potential, I shouldn't say a potential long or short. We're just watching AUDCHF and GBP AUD to see how they react at this major resistance area, and for AUDCHF major support area. AUD USD just waiting for a pullback to this resistance area for a potential short. Euro AUD just waiting to see how price closes today on top of this support area. And CAD CHF just waiting to see how price closes on top of this resistance area. GDP Jpy, I know some of you are long on this one. I missed it, unfortunately. AUDCAD, I'm going to be hopping in long on the 6-hour chart shortly. And that is it for today's analysis, guys. Thank you very much for attending, and I'll see you for tomorrow's analysis. Bye.